Super Set King, aka Mr. Get Your Tank Top Ready. Come to you fine people. As you can see, we're not in the weight room with my boy Chris. We're in his man cave, okay? I told you guys you're not a master of your show until you take the show on the road. So we took the show on the road today. I met Chris, what was it, 2014, right? Something like that, yeah. And we both, were coaching football, and I ran into him and I said, "Hey man, what that you got on your feet?" He had on them Jordan 2s. I was like, "Hey, where you get them from? Let me get them." Yeah. Same one, man. It was funny, we met, we hit it off ever since. We basically been feeding off each other with shoes. It's refreshing to be around somebody who thinks about shoes the same way you think about shoes. Come up, he's a good bit younger than me, but I just like, just his energy when it comes to shoes. So what we're gonna do today to introduce you guys, because hey, this is gonna be a regular thing. We're gonna see each other once a month, bring you guys video. We're gonna bring our personal top 5 shoes that we like and why we like them. Now you can follow him on
IG at Coach Lee 10, but I don't do the shoes like Super Set King. I do them, but I don't do them. So if you want to just talk shoes and all of that, Coach Lee 10. I'm on Facebook, Chris Buckner. Same thing with YouTube. But yeah, I talk them, but I'm kind of low key with it. I don't want nobody to come get me.
Alright, don't let this man fool you. This man sitting on a gold mine over here. He just don't pull it out for y'all. But I'm actually gonna put his IG and all this other social media information right here up top so you guys can look at that. So now we're going to get started. We're in his house. We're gonna let him start first. What's gonna be his top 5. We're gonna start with his number 5.
All right, cool. So my top 5, number 5, I don't have it. I don't have it. Believe it or not, I don't own it anymore. I had it when I was a kid, 1996. The first Penny Hardaway shoe. And you know what though? I really didn't even have the OG Penny Hardaway, not the Penny Hardaway. I had it was like a Nike Air Way Up with the Penny Hardaway logo on it. It's Orlando, but it's a Way Up. It wasn't the Penny. But because I couldn't have the penny like that, I wanted the penny. That's number 5 for me.
Okay.
So that's number 5 for me.
That's that man number 5. Right. See, like I told you guys, everybody don't go for hype. A lot of shoes have nostalgia with a lot of people. And when y'all see my number 5, a lot of y'all gonna be like, "Man, what is this man doing?"
And then I was 11 in 1996.
It was say less. I was grown in 96.
I was 11.
But my number 5 is going to be the Puma Suede. All right, but it can't just be Puma Suede. It got to be Puma Suede with the fat laces. Like I told you guys in other early videos, I was big on the hip hop back then. I was young. We had Crush Groove, we had Breaking, we had all those. And when I was young, those guys used to have these Puma suits, and they used to have these Puma Suede. This was like the shoe to have, and I've always kept a pair of Pumas. That's my thing. I'm always gonna keep me a pair of Pumas because they go with everything. Like I say, it got so many different colors, and you mix them up, just a stylish shoe. So my number 5 is going to be the Puma Suede.
That's a bad. I like that too. I like that. Don't own no Pumas, but I like them.
Okay.
I do like them. Number 4. Number 4 comes from, in my opinion, greatest baseball player ever, OG Griffiths. Gotta have freshwater color. Gotta have them.
Freshwater.
OG Griffiths, man. This one was a shoe that I wanted back in the day. Couldn't get it, but when I saw it for the first time, I was like, "Oh man, golly, they put that together." And to be honest with you, this was the actual first shoe for him. Like, he had the Diamond Furies. Mm-hmm. They made a color for him with the 24 on it, but it was like that was his shoe, but that wasn't his shoe. This one was his shoe.
This is shoe.
So I got 2 of these actually, from 2 different years. I got this one, 2021, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, 2021, and I own it from 2009 too. So same color. I mean, people ask why would you buy the same, but they don't last forever. You gotta get them and swap them out. So,
hey, he been in the game for a while now, so he understand. They absolutely do not last forever. Right. So now my number 4. Number 4. All right. So imagine this. Picture this. I'm a sophomore in high school in 1993. I was starting quarterback. He's in the weight room working out, and I see these on his feet. I know everybody want to call these dad shoes and stuff now, but I'm telling you, this shoe in 1993 was like beyond just a shoe to have. It was like, this was a very respectful shoe. When you see that though was 270 degrees of air at the time, and you got, I mean, the materials was a lot better back then compared to now. Let's just be honest. But I'm telling you guys, the Air Max 93 is always gonna be a top shoe for me. For sure. When they bring them out, I keep buying the retros. I got the 14. I've always bought the retro of this shoe. Right. And when I'm gonna keep on coming. So number 4 for me is the Air Max 93.
Man, I got a feeling you coming with it. Man, number three for me, Diamond Turfs. OG colorway, Atlanta. A lot of people say San Francisco. This is Atlanta.
Say it again.
This is Atlanta.
Say it again.
This is Atlanta. Number 21, number 24, Atlanta Falcons, Atlanta Braves. That's where they get it from. Atlanta Braves on the diamond, Atlanta Falcons on the turf. But when you seen Deion with these cleats on, oh my God. And they look good. No matter, this shoe look good in any era. This shoe look good, and it's so much that represents Deion. They got the gold for the jury. The tongue is different. Diamond Turf 24-21 with the gold post and the diamond at the bottom. That's prime time. That's prime time. You can wear these in any era. Anybody be like, man, dog, what the mess you got on your feet?
This is true.
You know they look cold.
I've been there.
Yeah, so I think with me, this is another shoe. 1993. I'm 8 years old. Another shoe I probably couldn't get because I just couldn't get it. I'm just being real with y'all. We family. I can be real with y'all. Couldn't get them. But when I saw him, there's a dude in my neighborhood named Maine Johnson. Maine was probably like, he was a teenager, but I thought he was grown. Maine had these on. I'm like, oh my God. The first time I saw them, they looked so cold. I was like, bro, I need them. I I begged my mama for these shoes.
Game changer.
Couldn't get them. But yeah, this right here is number 3. And really it would be higher, but I don't know, man. It's so much stuff out there. It was hard to choose, but yeah, I had to go with this one for number 3.
Now they often say great minds think alike, and of course my number 3. I'm gonna put a little flip flop on y'all a little bit though, but gotta be 1993. I had this shoe. Y'all know I'm from Georgia. Deion was everything back then. Prime time, Deion. You call it was Deion.
Absolutely.
This shoe was so nice. I'm gonna be honest with you. You could have wear a tattered up, tore up shirt and put these shoes on. Everybody would still be like, boy, you looking good today. I'm telling you. These Deion's was just a game changer. They were just stood out. It's everything about them said prime time. Right. And this is definitely my number 3, but it can't be by itself. I can't lie to you. Can't be by itself for me. Because this time I got a tie with both of them. Oh, because my other one is that Bo Jackson. Yeah. This trainer. Listen, I walked into high school as a freshman in 92. One of the guys also on the football team, he had these on. And I tell you, I wanted to take my shoes off my feet. I walked in first. I felt good about my shoes. But he pulled these out. Right. Frank, you know who you are. He pulled these out, man. He had them on his feet, buddy. Let me tell you something. I just looked at these shoes and just looked at them. And I was like, man, I can't. Like, this shoe was just, I said, if I ever get my hands on it, I'm going to buy as many pairs as I can. So I got to be honest, it's a whole tie. Right. Got to be a whole tie. Right. I can't choose between the two.
Now you do know this old school stuff. You can look it on YouTube. One of those very first commercials with Deion and Nike. Before that came out, before that Diamond Turf came out, he was advertising that trainer who Ratchet. Even though it's Bo Jackson.
It is Bo.
I'm telling you, that first commercial he had him on, so they connected anyway.
I told you this man right here. No, you know why this man hang out. This is why we hang out. You know this man been doing it for a while now.
Connected anyway, yup.
Hey, I'm telling you.
He just said great minds think alike. He pulled the trainer, I pulled the trainer.
This is crazy.
I pulled the trainer. But listen, this shoe right here, this was something I didn't discover early on. This is 92. I'm 7 years old. This is something I didn't discover early on. I discovered it when I was in high school. 2001, the very first retro of this shoe right here was sick. My boy, David Wine. David had these on. David Wine had these on. I seen him one day. Now, D Wine had so much stuff, and if you miss it, you might not see it again. That's how much stuff he might wear it once, and he might never wear it again. But when I seen them shoes, I was like, man, they cool. I gotta have them. So the next year, because they was still retro, they was coming back and they was putting quality in them. They weren't just kicking them out and putting all kind of crazy colors. The first pair I got was predominantly black with a little bit of white in it. And that was cool. D1 seen me with them on. First time he saw me, he kind of smiled. He didn't say nothing, he kind of smiled. Then they came out in the spring, my senior year, in the spring, all gray with a little bit of white, the cool gray. I seen D1, he looked down, he was like, oh my God. When I got him,
So you
everybody got to do, they got everything. But when you got somebody that got everything, that ain't got what you got, and they like it, you done arrived.
You have arrived.
You done arrived.
Have arrived.
This shoe right here, like no matter how many times it come out, if I can't get it, I'm gonna miss it. But man, look, I would never like let it pass. If I can do something about it, I don't care how old I get. If this shoe come out, is one of the ones I gotta have. This is number 2 for me.
All right, number 2 for me. Y'all know this is a love-hate relationship. This is my number 2. Okay, y'all know the Bread 11 has always been my number 2, but y'all know how I feel about these fakes. They perfected the fakes now, so I don't really wear Jordan 11s.
What?
Everybody know that I don't wear Jordan 11, but I can't lie. It's hard to say it's not my number 2 all-time shoe, because it's been my all-time number 2 shoe since '96. It really has. It's always been my number 2 shoe, but like I said, it's that love-hate relationship. But I was able to pick this shoe up in 01 with me and my boy. We was at the Citadel Mall in Charleston. Woke up 5 a.m. They opened up. We got them, and I've had it ever since. But this is definitely my number 2. But it's like a love-hate relationship number 2. I can't lie to you, because it used to mean something. Now it doesn't mean that much no more, because they everywhere.
But listen, you know what that shoe's saying to you, man. I supposed to be number 1 on everybody's list.
It does. Now you're right. Now one thing I'll agree with you. You're right. This shoe, if this shoe was still, let me put it this way, if things were the way how they used to be, this shoe would probably be everyone's number 1 across the board, nowhere where you go. Let's just be honest about it. But like I said, it's a lot of changes. We know what's going on now. You know, they selling them yayas across the water, and things change. We can't lie, things have changed. But solid number 2. I don't care where you go. Most people it's gonna be their number 1 of all shoes. But this is my solid number 2.
Man, you can't go wrong with that. I remember that shoe in the East Bay book. The East Bay book, it was a lot of stuff coming out of the East Bay book that would sell out, would take time. When that shoe first hit, they had a block on it, sold out. Like, you ain't even get a chance to get it before it hit. I'm like, man, that shoe, I remember that shoe back before the 2001, I'm talking about the 96. That shoe right there, it's going to be timeless. No matter how many times they release that shoe.
That is true.
It's going to keep selling.
It's going to always sell. It's going to always sell. That is true.
Yeah, that's
true.
the one right there.
But that is number 2.
All right, number 1. Numero uno, man.
Oh, we're going to see what he got. This is number 1 all time?
For me.
Hey, hold on. We gotta get the clap up. We gotta get the clap up. Get the clap up. Number 1.
Nike Air. Ooh. Jordan 5s. In this particular color with the silver tongue. Now the black metallic, it was because back in the day, that was back in the day when Jordans used to come out on the same day. Yeah. You had to pick between these two. This one, for whatever reason, it's always been my favorite shoe. This particular color, if I never got another Jordan 5, I never got another shoe. They ask you, okay, if you could wear one shoe for the rest of your life, what would it be? It'd be this one. You obviously can't do it because of the soles. But this one right here. Now, my man, Sean, SCollar23, Instagram, look him up. He was posting the other day about songs. He had the Carmine 60s on, and he was playing Now That We Found Love by Heavy D. He's like, I can remember what I was doing, where I was at, exactly what was going on in my life at the time. This shoe right here, whenever I see it, I know it's weird, but the song that pops in my head is Parents Just Don't Understand by the Fresh Prince. If you go back to the very first episode of the Fresh Prince, the very first episode, because he had the black ones on when it first came on, they had a party at the house. He had a tuxedo on, a crazy hat. He was dressed, but he wasn't dressed. But when they put the camera on him, the first shot they took was of his feet. When he walked through the door, he had this shoe. This is the first thing you see this tongue. And they was playing Parents Just Don't Understand. So every time I see this shoe, that flash in. Look it up, the very first episode of the Fresh Prince.
That's that nostalgia.
I'm telling you.
I told y'all about that nostalgia.
But you think about it, everybody had that shoe. Everybody, if you go back, because my personal favorite TV character that don't get the credit,
Say it again. I know
Don't
it's
give
finna
me credit.
I already know you finna go with this.
If you know, then you know. Mr. Flip Up Glasses, Dwayne Wayne. Man, listen. This shoe, the fours, the three, the twos. The twos.
Yeah, the twos.
And if you go back, even if you go back to the ones, do the right thing and all that stuff. He was wearing them all before. And he was wearing them after that. You go like them 12s that came out today, the Cherry 12s.
Yeah.
Between brothers, he was on the Chicago Bulls shorts with the 12s on. Like he had it all. But if you go back, you can see him with these shoes too. But I think Will blew it up.
This is where I'll put my little 2 cents in, being a little older. I don't think Will blew it up. I think when I was younger, everybody used to say, y'all see what Dwayne, we didn't call it Kadeem Hunter.
Right.
We said, y'all see what Dwayne Wayne got on his feet? Like, we actually would watch Different World and see what he had on his feet.
What he was wearing, right.
Like, they would have on the flight jackets, leather flight jackets.
Yeah.
Please bring that back.
Yeah.
And they would have these Jordans on, and we would look at their feet. Like, it was a new time. Right. But I think when Will Smith got to be so box office, I think that's when people, plus they put a lot more emphasis actually on the shoes and Fresh Prince. I will say that they did with the intro and everything, but yeah, for me, it used to be Dwayne Wayne. Yeah, like Dwayne Wayne and Ron used to keep them on. Well, they say put it on, they used to put it on back in the day.
Whatever he was in, like I saw him in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Yeah. Coming down the stairs.
Windows of the stairs, he had the 3s on.
Yep.
White Man Can't Jump. He had the 6s on.
Yep.
What was the other basketball movie? The 6 Man. He had the lows, the playoff 11 lows. He had them on in the 6 Man.
I'm telling you, this man be on it. I'm telling you.
I can't, and I'm not talking about nothing that you can't go verify.
That's true.
I don't claim to know it all, but anything I'm saying, you can go verify.
There you go.
So yeah, that's gonna always be. I can't foresee, especially with the way shoes is now, because the way the world is. Everybody's on retros. You get new shoes, you get Air Max, you get LeBrons, you get KDs, you get Giannis. Everybody got something new coming out these days, but I guess it ain't nothing like a certain era, that 90s era. Like even this shoe right here, Ronnie Lott was wearing these in the Pro Bowl, man. This shoe right here is big time.
I remember Ronnie Lott had those folds
on. Yeah.
I remember that too. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I'm telling you, the shoe game is crazy, but that's a top. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. I've had that particular shoe in 99 when they first retro. I didn't get them when they originally came out. I did get them in 99. And I can tell you now, it's a nice shoe. It's a good looking shoe. But it just ain't in my top 5. But you know it's in my top 10. You already know it's in my top 10.
True story.
So now, I'm going to pull out my number 1 all time. I don't know why I'm even doing this. I ain't got to do a drum roll. I ain't got to do. Everybody know, if you watch my channel, you know what number 1 is. Right. I ain't got to go even stop the tape. We go straight to it. Number 1, no chaser. The Jordan 3 white cement. The first Jordan. I'm about to tell y'all a lie. The second Jordan I ever owned, but the first one that made everybody's heads turn.
For sure.
I had this in 1988. You go back and check my story. I talked about this in details, how I got this shoe. To me, and I can't speak for anybody else, to me, this is the most perfect shoe ever made, in my opinion. It goes with everything. It went with the era. I might release this video I made a while back. It's very long, where I talked about the design. I know people talk about Tinker, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. It's a guy by the name of Dapper Dan. He made all the hip hop people clothes at the time, and I think that was the inspiration of all these prints and stuff like that. To me, that's my opinion.
I ain't gonna think about that.
I think because you got to think about. Tinker always got inspirational things. Like he got inspiration with the 7 from African print. Right. He always got inspiration. So Dapper Dan was doing that with all the clothes. Right. And these shoes, if you look back then, all the rappers, it went with all the rappers' clothing during that time. Your Ice-T's, your Kid and Plays, and all these people were being dressed by Dapper Dan. Like just looking at the prints, it made me just click one day. I was like, all these shoes really go with all the Dapper Dan type shoes with the prints. But I mean, this is number 1. I don't care what you say. I can wear this shoe 365. I can wear it every day. That's just it means that much. It looks that way to me, and it's number 1.
Man, that shoe, just to me, it probably saved Jordan based on stuff I heard.
The stories.
Yeah. But then you think about Jordan. You think about Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan. 4 of the greatest athletes of all time.
This is true.
You can find pictures of Mike Tyson, Deion Sanders, and Ken Griffey Jr. wearing that shoe.
And you can find a picture of Walter Payton
Wearing
this shoe.
Another great.
A lot of people, this particular
right
shoe was made such an impact.
Right.
Like, you had to be there. I'm just going to be honest. You had to be there during that time just to see just the community and how people felt about this shoe and just that time and that dunk contest. And I mean, like I said, you guys know I went through the videos. I talked about this. But I want you guys, you know, to introduce my boy to you. Right. Let you know what we coming from it for a shoe. This is our top 5.
Man, I got to do the honorable mention though before we go.
Okay, the man say he got to do the honorable mention.
I got an honorable mention, man. This shoe right here. This playoff low. Everybody get into the IE. I don't get into that. Now this one holds sentiment. Like, he got sentimental value on stuff. This is sentimental value for me. Now this one is the first brand new Jordan I ever owned as a kid. I was starting school, 6th grade, 96. I got this shoe brand new from Tide & More. Well, in South Carolina, you gotta be from Columbia, South Carolina to know about Tide & More.
There you go.
But yeah, Tide & More, I got that shoe. Only person in school that had it. And I had a homeboy at the time. He used to get everything. I ain't gonna say his name because he was on some hating stuff back then. He used to get everything. And when he saw these, he was like, "Oh man, I got to have those, man. I like those shoes, man. Where you get them from?" So he was giving me compliments the first couple of days. Then compliment turned into hate. He was like, "Man, them ain't no real Jordans. Them ain't no." I was like, "Man, these are real Jordans." He was like, "Jordan, he ain't never played in them in no game." I was like, "Don't matter." Now this is the ignorance at the time. I'm saying it don't matter because years later
he did.
He did. I'm looking at pictures. I'm like, wait a minute, man. He got them on against the Knicks in the playoffs, against the Magic in the playoffs, so he did win. And guess what I did when I seen that picture? I sure enough took a screenshot, and guess who I text? My boy. I said, guess what? He did, because I don't forget that. He did win. So this shoe right here, to me, is like, you know, just where we come from as far as being a part of it. Because I have a genuine love for shoes. I don't just buy everything just to buy it. You know, true. Colors and stuff like that. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. I don't knock new colors, but it has to be, a new color has to excite me. It has to be something that's like, okay.
They've had some good ones. They have had some good ones.
I agree with that because every now and again I'll pull the trigger on a new color, but for the most part, if it's not like an old retro, I'm talking about like 99, 2000, 01, 02, during the golden era of retros or OG colorway, I don't have to. But this one right here, this is probably out of all of my shoes, just this particular shoe in general, probably mean the most to me because, like I said, when I was a kid, first brand new Jordan I ever had was that I call it playoff low. You won't get me to change my mind about that one. But this was it right here. I couldn't make it number 1 because it just can't compete with that 5. But this is definitely up there. It's in my top 10, like you say.
Top 10.
For real.
You want to know another fun fact
about that shoe?
Yeah, grab that shoe.
Oh.
This is the only 11 lows I like.
I don't mess with Pat Leather.
These are the only 11 lows I like. Now, I'm gonna tell you my favorite one of all of them. Have y'all seen the cobalt one with the gray? Yeah. And that is my number 1 11 low to me. And these are, people look at me like a crazy when I say this. These are the only 11 lows that I like.
I'm with you on that. You know,
only ones.
When I got these brand new 96, I wanted those white and gray ones.
Okay.
They just didn't have my size, and they didn't really have my size in these. I just had to kind of squeeze.
You make it work. You make it work, buddy.
And back then you didn't do that. You could not buy a shoe smaller because you were gonna grow out of it quick. But yeah, that one I don't mess with it because to me, not saying anything negative about them, but those patent leather ones, they don't look as masculine as I'm trying to keep it clean. They don't look as, to me, they don't look as masculine.
To me, it takes away when it's not the whole complete 11 top. It's just me. Like I say, I can speak for anybody else because everybody got their own opinion. It is what it is. Like, and I want you guys to do this while we wrap this up. Put your top 5 shoes all time. Okay? If it's collabs, cool. It could be anything. Because I'm going to tell you how my collection go. Now, he's a big Jordan guy. He got the trainers, everything. Me, I don't know if you guys know this DJ from Atlanta called Greg Street. That's how my collection look. I have everything. You're going to see Pumas. You're going to see Converse. You're going to see all off-the-wall shoes you probably never even thought about because that's just how I'm a real shoe lover. I like it. I even seen Asics. Like, I will pull out some shoes on you in a minute, and you'll be like, okay, what are those? Like, I would do that. But You know, just letting you guys, we introduce my boy to you guys. We giving y'all top 5. But always remember over here, we keep the body tight. Lift them up. Feet right. Later.